Hi, I'm Z49. I hope you're doing fine. Welcome back, because today we are going to play What Remains of Edith Finch. Last time we were here, just a long time ago, and we saw how Lewis Finch died. I believe it was... and Milton. Only people left now are Sanjay, Dawn and Edie. So yeah, let's go. It feels great to be back.
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie.
The day before? Damn.
I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed.
Why did you wish you stayed? Oh, all the missing poster. What is that popping noise? Oh, it's Paulette! Wee. Okay, yeah. That's a lot of missing poster signs.
But I understand why we left.
Fridge. Bed.
My mom ended up leaving everything behind.
Happy 90th. Guess it's the mom stuff. Yeah, to teach and to learn. Oh, and Dawn Finch.
What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe
Yeah.
I should have come sooner.
Maybe.
But it had to end one way or another.
Guess so.
All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
The flip? I'm so short. Oh, it's because I can't stand. I'm like, why the flip am I short? No way.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
Oh, damn. Just like that, huh?
the power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom set up the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
So that's why there were so many candles.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
This is really emotional. I feel like crying. History of the Finches by Edie
Dear
Finch.
Edith, There's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born.
Why would
That
you want...
night, the tide went way, way out.
Okay, I see why you want to tell me the story now.
It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years.
Whoa.
God, it smelled awful. No, I've seen that house every day of my life.
You've lived in that house for a couple
But I
days
never
or
thought
so.
I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way.
Oh crap. Okay. I see still... No, I've got nothing.
I got turned around.
Okay, I'm not turning around.
For a while, I wandered.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
I started seeing things.
Hey, Mr. Deer. How you doing?
Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt
bench?
like old friends.
Okay.
That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it. Let go.
No, 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 don't.
I kicked
Ah!
and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great Grandma Edie again.
No!
The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone.
No, Grandma Edie!
After that, we moved around a lot.
It's Friday, Friday.
We both tried to make the best of
gotta
it.
get down on Friday. Waiting for the weekend. Partying, and yeah, partying.
A few years went by.
I just had to, man. I just had to. Yeah, a few years went by.
My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot.
Oh crap.
The rest happened pretty quickly.
Oh damn.
She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone.
Just you.
The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you.
Me?
I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes.
The controller's
And
vibrating to
appreciate
that
how
beat.
strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you.
I think I know what this is.
But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you. And tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way.
No! You joke. No. You didn't say she...
This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
She died? No! Oh no. And there's that house. Clear as day. Without any textures. Cool. Damn! For Shirley Dallas. Illustrated. Damn. Just damn, that ending, like I just got a trophy, everything ends. Oh, I'm so glad that this is actually the first series of my YouTube channel. First, this is Milton. No, Lewis. Milton is the artist. They're going down from the deaths. Got it. There's the vape Milton used. That Lewis used. Like, damn. This game is awesome. It felt so real. This is Bob, Bully, or something like that. Something like that. Okay. Thanks, Joanne. That's, I think, the baby. Gus, that was his name. Yeah, Gus. Agree. This was an awesome story. This was an awesome game. This was an awesome experience. Oh, the picture, the baby, the thingy and the thingy. Yeah, Gus and other one. Barbara Finch. Barbara Finch was an interesting one. Of how she died. These stories, each death was amazing. If you believe them, if you actually believed it happened or not. Molly, I would believe so many of these stories because astronaut and I know who you're talking about. Damn. This was a really interesting game. This was an amazing game. With amazing stories. With amazing characters. Each one with their own belief, with their own interest. Like, each character was so different from the others. There's a PS controller. And it's just, damn, fascinating to hear about these stories. And to hear about the family that these people had. Lewis Finch. The Edith Finch team. 2012, 2017. They worked on this game since 2012. The end. Hey, she finally drew in Dawn. And she drew in Edie. The replay a story option is now available. Select Edith to play from the beginning. And that's cool. Oh, that's also really interesting. How Edie is connected to Dawn. How Edie's death, yeah, that's really cool. Milton Lewis. Just wow, what such a cool game. Cool music, cool environment, just cool everything. Like, this game, so awesome. What they wanted to do was, like, how it started off with a boat, a house on a boat going to an island, crashing down, and then crashing down, carrying its curse with it. Then Odin was the first. Then Odin was actually one of the unique deaths. It was the only normal deaths. Then came Molly. Molly's death was really interesting. Molly's story was really interesting, I should say, actually. How she became a shapeshifter and, you know, transformed into different animals and a creature, and eventually that creature that she transformed, like, ate her. Barbara, really interesting one too. How the monsters, how she played in, how young actor played in a monster movie. Monsters came back and killed her. Calvin, the little astronaut that I guess flew, he did what he dreamed. Unlike the rest, I guess. Calvin was the only one who fulfilled his dream. Calvin was the only one who fulfilled his dream in saying like, he got to do what he wanted to do. He wanted to fly, and he did do that. It looked extremely long. Edie, she was really interesting, living through everything, living through each and every single one. Well, not living through them, but witnessing each and one of those deaths, those stories that she got to tell, well, that she got to experience. Sam, the hunter who got killed by a deer, and this was actually one of the deaths, or one of the stories, which was because of his fault. It was, he forced Dawn to go on the camp. He forced Dawn to kill the deer. He forced Dawn to take the picture with the deer. And then, I guess, force killed him. Walter, damn. His story was interesting too. Living in a make-believe world he thought was like the apocalypse. He thought that there was something at the end of the door that could kill him. He thought that there was nothing. He was scared for over 30 years and didn't. He was scared for over 30 years and he didn't know what to do. He just stick to his schedule and just love this, well, love in quotations, his life. He didn't love the life though he wanted to. Gregory was honestly one of the saddest, except for, you know, the ending. Gregory was just a child who drowned in the bath because of Sam. And that's what makes it heartbreaking. It was just a simple phone call to Kay. You know? It was just a simple phone call to Kay and Gregory drowned. Another thing that I just picked up is Sanjay and Dawn, you got that. Sven and Edie, you got that. Their leaves are right next to their characters, right? Are right next to the characters, but Sam and Kay are broken up. Just like how they got in a divorce. That's a little cool thing there. Gus was like, he was interesting, he was also pretty cool. How what he wanted to do killed him, kind of thing, kind of like Sam. Like, you wanted to fly that kite during the wedding and the kite killed him. Well, the kite and all the objects that he hated, that he didn't want to experience. He didn't want to experience a marriage. He didn't want to do the marriage. And the thing he wanted to do and the other things that he didn't want to see killed him in the end. Dawn, I mean, what do I got to say about Dawn? She didn't want, her children died because of this curse, and she obviously got upset. She tried to move away from it, like in India, and I know she studied in India, but like, she still tried to move away from it. Maybe one of the reasons she did go to India, and probably just didn't feel the same to her. She probably, and then just moved back to the house when she was done with school, because she could have stayed in India with Sanjay, you know, and continue her life there, but obviously she came back because she wanted to, because I feel like it was because she didn't feel like home, even though home would kill every sibling except for one. And yeah, after both Lewis and Milton, she moved, thinking the curse would stop, but it kinda didn't and kinda did at the same time. Edith, it kinda did and kinda didn't at the same time. As soon as she moved, both Edie and Dawn passed. Edith was left. That's how it kinda didn't work out. But then Edith got a child, and Edith got a child, and obviously because there's no other siblings to kill off, he's the last one there. If he dies, the curse will never continue on. So if curses have like a subconscious something, I don't know about curses and stuff, but if curses have some consciousness and would have a thinking process, they would think that if they kill him off, the curse would also die off. So if he had if I had a kid, speaking of me, the character, the player would have a kid, and the kid and I only have one kid, and we just do that for the rest of our lives, the curse is essentially just gone until someone somewhere down the line, one of us, like, we get another kid, they get two kids, and then the curse is then reborn. Lewis is actually one of my favorite stories. It's because Lewis, you know, you could be playing his story, like his imagination, but also you would still be chopping the fish. It's a great way to show that the mind-numbing process he went through, where he would just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth with the fish the whole time, but still getting to move your character around through temples and still think that while your mind is still going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth the whole time. It was really cool and really interesting to see. Milton just disappeared to the Unfinished Swan. I say the Unfinished Swan because that is another game that the creators of What Remains of Edith Finch made. He is that king. There's a character in the Unfinished Swan called the King. He drew up the land. He drew the land and the elements and the greenery and everything. He drew his kingdom. Milton is that king. Milton is the person who drew whatever he wants. He drew that other dimension to his kingdom. Milton is going into another game. Wow, I just got that now. And Edith's story is just experiencing and reading everyone else's story, and that's really cool. She knew how her story was the one that her story was the one that spread out into everyone else's story. And if you think about it, if you replace Edith with if you replace Edith with Odin, and it's another way of showing that Edith connected everyone's stories. I know it's supposed to be a family tree, but still, if you replace Edith with Odin, everyone's stories are connected because of Edith. She was the one who went back to go find the story. She was the one who wanted to know these stories that Grandma Edie kept for her. Yeah. So that is the end of What Remains of Edith Finch. And that's all I gotta say. It's a great game with a great soundtrack you can hear in the background. It's a beautiful game. It's a interesting and amazing. It has an interesting story with other interesting stories in it. It was interesting. It was awesome. It was fantastic. And that's, I feel like, all I gotta say. So yeah, I'm Z49. Please subscribe, share, like the video. Don't forget to share it also. I adore for you to watch some more. And this is goodbye.